Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch man, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Parpreet and today I'm going to be talking about the new headphones I got. They're quite the premium brand of headphones. They are the Bose 700. These aren't the Quiet Comfort version, these are the newer ones. These do tend to cost over $300, but with an educational discount, I used my sister's, I was able to pick these up just under $300 from B&H, so you might be able to find a similar deal. I think it's a really good price for around $294. You can pick these up and basically get the premium sound quality. I call them premium because it's Bose, but ultimately if you're using these on a daily basis, I think these are the best it gets in market. So if you do like these kind of videos where I review everyday products that I use, give this video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. So previously I had the Quiet Comfort 35 version 2, the wireless version of this. They are noise cancellation, they are pretty good, they work pretty nicely as well. They're currently on sale for about $200. So the real question is, for that additional amount of money, whether it be $94 for students or $150 for regular people or whatever that amount is it really worth it for you to spend that extra cash and get these 700 version instead of the Quiet Comfort 35 Mark IIs. I've been using this for about 5 to 6 hours now, so I believe I have some sort of understanding of how these work and what the differences are. For spoilers, at least, there is a difference between the sound quality. As soon as I put these on, I was able to tell that there is some sort of different vibe to these. The audio itself is much better. I know that just might be my bias speaking, but I've been listening to Bose Quiet Comfort 35 Mark IIs for about 2 years now, so I do believe that these have better quality. No bias at all. That's just how I feel that they are, but there are some things that I wish they would have kept from the older design. So the first thing I want to talk about is the build quality of both of these headphones. First of all, both of them are premium. Okay, if you're paying over $200 for any of these, well, technically when they came out, both of their prices are near $300. So right there, you already know that these are premium. Otherwise, these older ones, they're super comfortable. Actually, they're very rugged also, because I've been throwing these around everywhere I go. I wear these for workouts. You saw my last video. These are pretty legit, but what's the difference between these two, right? So first, the reason why I didn't buy these in the first place was, look at this little strap, or whatever you want to call this, the handles or overhead bar. It's very thin, and my concern here is, are these that rugged? Can I just throw these around and would they break? Would they contain their quality over time? And actually, talking about the foam here, these didn't. However, these are super rugged, and you can see these bars are super thick. Even if something hits them, you can feel like it won't break. Another difference would be the clicking sound here when you open up things and all that, but that is not the case on these 700 versions, but on the newer ones, to slide in and out and extend the length of your headphones, you basically do have this little guy here. It slides in and out. It's kind of very intuitive to look at, but remember, when they're on your head, you're not looking at these, so does it actually matter? That's a question you should answer for yourself. But these are pretty comfortable to wear. The foam up top is really comfortable. It's actually much better than the one on 35 Mark IIs. This, you can see, is it has that cloth kind of look to it, the foamy look. It has that little soft spot, so it gets really dirty faster. But on these 700s, they basically have some sort of leather outside or something, and it kind of continues the whole way, so it doesn't look like it's an actual foam piece or whatever support system for your head. But overall, pretty nicely built. I was worried how good the quality of these would be, but they're actually very sturdy, and I like how they look. But yeah, so let's get right into how they actually work and the sound differences. So there's a couple things that are different than the older versions. First of all, I'm going to talk about all the buttons that are around and what the ports look like. The aux cable port, I'm glad it's still there. It basically has the mini aux cable, basically, on the connector side, and then it connects to an aux cable. It comes with an aux cable itself, so you can plug that into your computer. As I talked about before, you can edit videos with that, and that'll basically run through the audio much faster than Bluetooth would. So if you're editing videos or gaming, you might want to use this because it's just much faster. So I prefer using the aux cable while editing videos and gaming, etc. So the buttons are kind of the bad side. I do prefer the buttons on the 35 version because it just has a really nice button feel to it. It has the older version style of using buttons. However, the new ones are kind of better in some sort of way. They do have more functionality. It's easier to use, but the thing that I liked about the older one was that there was a button that basically, you switched on and off. It was a pretty intuitive way. You can tell that it was on and off because there was literally a switch right there. You turn it on, slide it to your right, and it would turn it on, and slide it to your left, it would turn it off pretty easy. And then if you slide it all the way to the right and hold it there, it basically turned on the Bluetooth pairing. That helped a lot, but on these ones you basically have a button. You have to hold it to turn it on and off for a certain amount of time. When you turn it on, the difference is that in these, I don't know if that's changeable or not, but when you turn these on, you basically get an hour time. So for example, it'll tell you like 5 hours left of battery, while on the 35 twos it will tell you 50% battery left. So that is kind of a difference. I guess this is better because it tells you an actual time period, how long these will last. I think it was around 60% battery when I got it, and it was saying about 5 hours. So we can see that it gives me about 10 hours of battery time. Okay, so I basically just turned them on, and the next test I'm going to do is put it around my turbine and see if these actually fit the whole big head test. So basically I'm going to put them on here. They are actually slightly short, but if I can just push them back a little bit, they can fit through, and I think that's the max they will go. So as you can see, they are covering my ears properly, and it's kind of towards the back. They're not as big as the 35 twos, but they're big enough. They'll go around. You can still wear these with your Dastad. It would go nice. Yeah, so it's actually right over my ears. I don't see any problem with it. It's pretty tight. And then it's not going to go anywhere unless I'm working out, or yeah, there is a slight thing actually. They might just come off. So for the people wearing the Dastad or a turban outside, I do probably want to suggest you to wear, oh wait, it goes actually further down. Let's try it again. Okay, so I just realized that they actually go further up. So you can't really tell that unless you take them off. I do prefer this mechanism where, it basically tells you there's a good user experience of that clicking sound. It tells you if you're the farthest or how far you are into the clicking and how far basically you are. These are kind of just a sliding mechanism, so you might not find those useful enough. So if that's really important to you, stick to 35 Mark IIs. Okay. So you basically have one button on the left side, and then you have two buttons on the right side, and then you have a touch and up and down basically thing here. It's basically like a touchpad. I find it really useful because now I can actually swipe up to increase the volume, swipe down to decrease the volume, and then right and left to skip through or to play the next song. So those things kind of really work out, and I really like the fact that I can slightly control it instead of doing clicks to increase the volume and decrease the volume, etc. So that's that. So on the right side you have two buttons, one's for power and Bluetooth connection, and then the other one is basically for Alexa or Siri or whatever you have enabled, Google Voice Assistants, whatever that is. So you can turn those on and off with that. And on the left side you have a button that controls the noise cancellation, so you can press that and see, and if you hold it longer it goes to 0 or 100. It switches back and forth, so it does that for you right now. the noise cancellation is at 100. So I just want to test that real quick. If I snap like this, I am able to hear it. But so when I have music on, I can't hear anything in the background. It's a pretty nice thing, especially in a place where you have a lot of people, you're working at home. These are kind of the essentials. And, you know, when so many people are around, when so many people are talking and you just want to, you know, distract yourself, be alone, have that lonely time without actually stepping out of the house, these are actually super nice for that. I kind of love these for that same reason. Noise cancellation on these is premium. But yeah, so these are pretty nice. Sound quality wise, they're super dope. There's crazy amount of things that you can do with this. One thing to mention is that for these headphones, you actually use a different app. It's called Bose Music. You'll not be able to use the same Bose app that you were using earlier for the 35s. Just a heads up, download a new app. It's completely cool. And another thing you guys should probably know is that noise cancellation in this has 10 levels. So you can go from 0 to 10. You don't have to go low, off, or high. So there's only 3 options in the 35s, and this one you basically have 10. That, you know, changes a lot if you just want to, you know, have a little bit in, or if you want to have 30%, 40%, 50%. So it's in increments of 1 basically. So that's pretty neat for me, at least. You know, I can change that around and it's not that fixed into just 3 spots. There's a couple things else you can do. There's a equalizer, so you can increase your bass, your mids, or your treble. And then again, this another thing that I really like about these would be that, you know, just like the 35s, they are modular. So if you want to go from your MacBook to your phone, or whatever your devices are, whatever device is playing the predominant one will be picked up and will be played on this device. So that's pretty neat. I already talked about 35, so it carries a lot of features from the 35. So if you haven't checked that video out, do check that out. It's really descriptive. I go through almost everything in that video. I do kind of go over a lot in that video, so do check it out. Let me know how you like it. So if I might have forgotten to talk about the USB-C port, that's going to come in really handy to charge this thing faster over time. You know, it's going to charge much faster than the micro USB on the 35s. I think these are going to charge much faster. I do have complaints about the case. It's quite a big case. I think these can be, you know, turned down into smaller versions. They don't fold like the 35s would. They basically, you know, stay similar. They don't fold like, you know, these 35s would basically go in like this and they would be really small. These don't actually fold in all the way. So that's not cool. They started playing some music because I turned the button on. But yeah, so you have these which can, you know, turn into basically a little soft, small spot, while these are going to stay like this, or the max they can, you know, you can fold them in and you basically have this much spot. So you can have them smallest in this size or in this size. So I think for travel, at least, these are much better. With these, at least, they stay the same way. You can't actually change them around. And the case for this is quite big in comparison to my head. It's freaking huge. I think for travel, these just might be too big, but at the same time, they do have this little carrying thing here. I basically would put my carabiner through this and then hang them through my backpack or something like that. They would basically hang on the outside. I would have the headphones around me while I'm traveling anyways. Usually these headphones are around my head when I'm traveling. They're not inside of a bag, so I can care less. If I just want to carry this, I can just do that. And then one thing that I really like about the case is this magnetic little hinge inside, and you can basically, you know, open it and close it. These basically have the micro USB cable and the aux cable inside. I think those are really nifty, and this magnetic thing just adds the value into your whole situation. But yeah, so this concludes the whole video. The sound quality, as I said, is much better on the newer ones than the older ones. You'll be able to tell a difference, like, you know, so these will basically kind of put your YouTube videos into question, because on this you couldn't really tell. Okay quality audio would sound okay and you wouldn't know what the difference was, but on these you can actually tell the difference between great audio and kind of okay audio. I guess that makes the okay audio kind of sound bad at times, but normally if you're listening to music or anything that's studio recorded, they're probably going to have awesome audios. Then you know these headphones will kick in and they'll show their magic. So I do recommend these over the other ones, just because the audio quality is great. They have more features. The touch feature is quite impressive, to be honest, even though the turning off and on, I'm still not used to it. There's a learning curve there, but hopefully you'll be able to catch on to that sooner rather than later. So this is it for today's video. It was a long one, I know, but I had to cover a lot of these because I kind of like these headphones, but at the same time there's some bad things about it, and especially for the price being, if you're in the budget, I recommend these. Really, these are pretty good for the price being. They're on sale right now, holidays are coming, so if you want to get someone a gift, $300 might just be a little too much for you, so you can go for the 35s. But if you are purchasing something for yourself and you can spend another $100, I recommend these without any doubt. But again, it comes with a price, so do consider that, and let me know if you would pick up the 35s or the 70s. If you feel like this is a worth upgrade, let me know in the comment section down below also. And this will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy your day or the night, wherever you are, but that's about it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.